Xavier here, and I'm going to do a little overview of my Tissot Heritage Visodate, and that's one of my dressier timepieces that classy, understated, and just overall a crackin' timepiece. I mean, this very vintagey, and right now I have it on a khaki NATO, which goes well with pretty much anything. Jeans, maybe a suit, but the very understated black matte dial is really it really is a wonderful look, and again very elegant, very classy, and just something that it's not really a big hunk of clock on your wrist, but it's an ETA 2836 movement inside with a day date. So let's take a closer look. Not necessarily bling, but a definite character to the look of the watch. Looking at it from a 3/4 view, it just really has that, again, vintage look that I so desire in this kind of watch, this watch here. Looking at the dial, you can see, I think it's sort of a pie pan dial, meaning it is kind of convex and kind of rises from the side, and you can tell by the second hand there. The second hand kind of curves at the end and swoops down. Really well finished watch. Indices there really reflect light. I was driving with this on, and the sun beaming down on the face of the watch. You could see the reflections of the hands and the indices off to the side of the door, which was pretty cool, I thought. And it really catches light really well. I mean, it's not blingy, but it's definitely quite a looker out in the sun. That's why I like to wear it on this NATO here, just to wear it casually outside. And this is the strap that it comes with, and it's a great strap. I mean, it's a deployant, so it just comes out like so. Let me see. Like that, and that'll then go through there, and it'll look like that. So yeah, that's what it came with, and that dresses it up a lot more, and that you could probably wear at a mock Oscar event, or even the Oscars. Why not? It's not up there with their Patek Philippe's or whatever, but hey, this is a watch in my range, around $450, and yeah, it just has that look. It has that vintage, classic look that I really like, and very understated. You know, the black dial is just monolithic. It's deep. That date window, though, I mean, it's just out there. I mean, if the date window were to be black as well, maybe that would have been cool, but maybe it would take away from that vintage aesthetic that it so captures. Now, this does come with a cream dial and with gold indices, and that looks cool too. But I like this versatility of the black, especially when you pair it with some khakis. And what I like about the lugs is that the lugs are just so wide, and not wide, but long, and it'll take NATOs and other straps, and even leather straps rather well. But with this type of watch, I mean, it really sings, I think, on NATO straps. So taking off the NATO is really easy. That's what I do, and I just want to change the look. Great opportunity here to show off the back. Really cool rotor Geneva stripes on there. Now, with this off-the-shelf ETA movement, I wouldn't say that it's anything super special, but the little bit of decorating they did on that rotor kind of tells a lot of the company that makes it. Tissot is actually made by the Swatch company, Swatch Group, and so is this ETA 2836 movement inside this crystal case back here. And that movement is ubiquitous with a lot of the sub $1,000, even it goes all the way up to the $4,000 Tudor Heritage watches as well, which I'll review later on. But this watch has that same movement, and for under $500, what a great value proposition there. As far as the aesthetic and just the sheer classiness of this timepiece. So I'm gonna go stick it on a kind of Bond style NATO. And what's cool about this NATO is that it really plays well with the dial, with that gray and black stripes, reminiscent of the Dr. No Bond sequence where he was checking his Rolex. Yeah, that's a cool look there. Really cool look. On wrist, there it is on wrist with the Bond style NATO. Just to kind of show you what the Bond NATO really looked like, I think it had more like an olive tone and a red stripes on the side. With the cameras back then, it really just looked like black and gray. So this one doesn't have the red. Great timepiece here. Look at that swooping lines. Really love that swooping lines of the case here and the lugs. Really love how the lugs connect to the case. See how you can see that the case is sort of tapered and angular, going down towards the wrist, and so too does it do it all around the watch, and that really struck a chord with me. I mean, it just ends up at this nice curved sapphire crystal on the top there, and really love how the lugs just have that angular style element at the end there. Not at all blocky, not at all round, or it's just angular and sharp. Quite a cracking timepiece here. I'm just really digging the look on this. And a signed crown here with a T, and a very smooth ETA winding action there. Cool thing about this, the date just snaps into place at the midnight. So at midnight it'll just immediately change, and it'll change right at 12:02 for me on this one here, and you hear that nice click. All right, next day, and that's a good sign of quality here, and how the date just changes right away, and just have that, instead of just having that gradual shift in the date at midnight. So yeah, great timepiece. I really dig it. The hands probably could have been a little longer, but right there I'm nitpicking. The long hand stops right at the indice, but the markers at the end of the dial here, the gilt markers, which is super cool. I mean, it's right under that slope. It's quite far from the long hand itself, so no biggie. I just think that with the well-made hands there, it could have been just a little longer, but other than that, that dial is my favorite part of this timepiece, with the old vintage Tissot logo. It's not the straight up and down font, but it's just this italic vintage style logo there. and it's raised applied logo font there over the Visodate. Really cool, really cool. So hey, thanks for checking out my video about my overview of the Tissot Heritage Visodate. I hope you can like and subscribe, as I would like to continue doing overview videos of some of the things I like watches and technology. So hopefully you can again tune in again later on as I continue to grow the channel and provide it with some content. Thank you. See you guys soon.